two, one. Hello, one and all. Welcome to another Toonkind at 12 FPS seen and heard. I am Universe, Uni, that one, whichever you prefer. Um, and I'm gonna be playing little wizard Zan. Adieu.
Little.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't seen the title card already. Anyways, no, before that. Hello, I'm Fable. I'm so excited, and today I'll be playing Ansel King, who is tall.
He's always the tallest in the room.
Yeah, he's usually. And, that's the rule of Loom. There's only. Don't get me wrong, there's only so much, redemption one can go through, but there's just still some things that you just don't leave behind, and one of those is the rule of loom.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
one thing Ansel just
Even if
can't seem to shake.
look, sometimes just in general, loom is useful. Loom can be very useful.
Yeah, it's very useful.
Um, it's associated with evil, but it's a multi-purpose tool.
Yeah.
It's all how you use it.
Yeah.
Um, so last we left off with these two, um, these boys was smooching.
They smooched. The
Um,
feelings were revealed.
yeah, a confession finally happened from Ansel, and Zan, in his oblivious state, suddenly realized, like, oh wait, oh, oh yeah, okay, and they yeah, they're boyfriends. They're gay old men.
The gay old men.
Um, and
Gay old men
since
confirmed.
then, yep, breaking news: gay old men confirmed. Uh, and yeah, the it has been maybe a little over a week since then. Um, they've probably done stuff like holding hands and smooching and maybe going out to dinner or something and trying not to make a thing of it, but everybody knows. Everybody instantly knows because everybody was just waiting for it.
people
um,
people immediately know because Ansel stops they know the minute Ansel stops trying to hide the tune hearts that keep popping over his head.
yeah, it's a pretty clear indicator, frankly.
Yup.
Um, and yeah, so it's been a little over a week, and I would say Ansel has decided to come over to Zan's place. And do you think is this like do they have plans, or would Ansel ever would it maybe be a surprise on his part, or what do you think?
I'm I'm thinking surprise because it's not,
Nice.
and I'm not sure if Ansel has decided if it's meant to be a surprise or just a we've come over to each other's homes unannounced multiple times at this point, but also this time it's different.
Mm-hmm.
And
Um,
added to that, Ansel has without without much thought and is now panicking about it as he's walking up there has bought like a small bouquet of flowers, and he's been glaring
uh,
at it as he's been walking up, just thinking like, oh, why did I do that? Why did I do that? I mean, they are flowers he likes. I know that. I know he will enjoy them. But he has an entire garden. He has an entire garden. Why did I think this was a good idea? I should have called ahead. I should have called ahead. No. It's fine. It's fine.
um, oh, that's so cute. Uh, I would say as he's like outside and like in his little gay panic debating uh what to do. Hey Ansel, make a perception check.
Perception. You know what? I didn't. bring up his character sheet. Hold on, I will roll. It's an 8 on
Check
the
that
dice.
Persepi.
It's an 8 on the dice.
Oh dear.
Hold on, hold on. Hold on, hold on. I'm pulling up his character sheet. Pulling up his character sheet. Hold on. Internet. Internet.
Internet.
Internet.
Get it together, internet.
What do you mean internet connection is? I'm doing this through the iPad because it's easier to look at my.
What?
Okay, what do you.
Get it together.
You know what? Fuck you. Fuck you, iPad. You're great for drawing. Your internet stuff is debatable.
Mhm.
Don't you love it when the browser decides to be slow in loading?
It's great.
Here we go.
We love it.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So it's going to be an 8 plus. So 13.
Okay. That's perfectly average. I will say that you know that this is a time where, Blink is traveling, um all the various people that Zan has kept around at his place are not around anymore, so it should just be him alone. But as you're looking ever so anxiously and hopefully up towards the little tree house window of uh Zan's home, there is a large shadow that you can't really make out, but seems out of place for who is supposed to be here.
Huh. Ansel does pause a moment when he sees the large. Does he know which room is the window that he's seeing?
I think he would know that it looks like the kitchen area.
Okay, okay. Sand doesn't usually have visitors. It's not unheard of, but it's very
Yeah.
rare Ansel's ever seen. So I think that does this doesn't scream red flags immediately. Especially, does anything look like it's been like does anything look broken?
Not anything that you can see from out here.
Okay, so it doesn't look so no. It seems like the rare occurrence of there being a visit to Ansel at the moment. So he's not gonna.
Mhm.
It'll snap him out of his his own thoughts, and he'll focus, try and see the figure through the window as he's approaching, but uh I think once he's close enough, he will. I think once he's close enough to the door, he'll just yeah, he'll just raise his voice, call ahead, and just be like, "Hello, Zan, are you there?" As he's walking up to the front door.
Um, I will just in case.
Yeah.
They might be a little preoccupied. See, roll a perception for him. Oh my! I'm not exaggerating.
What'd you
I'm
roll?
not kidding.
What'd you roll?
That's a nat one, baby.
Oh
You
no!
can't see a damn thing.
Oh no! There's no response. Oh
Oh
no!
boy. Oh boy. So there is no response. It all you hear is maybe some shuffling or clattering from the kitchen area, but Zan does not respond to Ansel's call.
Okay, I'm gonna grab a D10 real quick and just roll. Hold on, I don't want to roll that D10. I want to roll this D10. Oh no!
Oh, oh
I just rolled a 1 on the D10.
my God.
So hold on, I gotta go into.
Oh,
Ansel,
oh.
as he's approaching very cautiously, he's got the bouquet of flower. bouquet of flowers. He reaches behind him into his hammer space and pulls out. Forgot how much shit you have.
Also, I don't know if Lily's boofing is picking up on the microphone at all.
I heard it a few
I'm
times, but
sorry.
it's not very loud.
Okay. Yeah. Sometimes she just starts boofing.
He he's approaching the door very closely. He's got the bouquet in one hand, but he reaches behind him and pulls out. It makes a he pulls out his Halloween chimes that he got that's meant to decorate his antlers, and they make a little clattering sound. He quickly pushes that back into his hammer space, and let me roll again. That's a two. Uh, if I remember, that's good. Did I have to roll over a five? I can't remember. I haven't rolled hammer space in so long. I'm gonna take that as okay for the sake
Sure, sure.
of moving on from gag. And quickly puts the chimes back, and then slowly pulls out his staff and goes towards the door slow and tries to be as quiet. And I am actually gonna. I know you rolled the one on perception. I'm still gonna roll a stealth for him
Sure, sure.
as he's gonna go through the front door and slowly make his way down the hall to the kitchen. That's a
Uh-huh.
five on stealth.
Oh boy.
And this man has and
Everyone's doing great today.
this man has no, his hands are full. I think I know why this doesn't go that great. Is that he he does manage to open the door, but it's with the hand with the bouquet, and the bouquet probably hits something inside and knocks something over, and he's just like, ah, hell, oh hell,
Oh,
and he gives,
good.
and he's just like, oh, forget this. Zan, are you here? Are you
Okay.
all right? And he's gonna walk towards the kitchen, no nonsense.
Okay.
He's
I did reroll and got a 21 percepi.
well, that's
So
much better.
he did definitely hear the things being knocked over and in a sort of surprise thing, not having expected. We'll come check out. And uh Ansel, there is a big hulking form of a big old sheep. uh, a giant ram creature standing in the doorway. Uh,
Ansel does stop and look at the creature and just go, hello.
oh, Ansel, I wasn't expecting. You, and then it takes him a second just because he was caught off guard. He came out without thinking about it, and then looks down. Oh, um, yeah, I was
Zan?
um, I was doing a bit of practice, polymorphing, um, practice. I just wasn't sorry. I should
Oh, no, don't, I, the apologies. I should apologize. I should have called ahead. And he quickly looks at the staff that's in his hands, and he kind of just like quickly shoves that back in his hand, puts that back in his hammer's face. It's fine. And he also then looks at the bouquet in his hands, just
of all the times for my phone. Sorry.
oh, is
Um,
you getting a call?
no, no, no. Sorry. It went ding ding.
Oh, I
But
didn't hear.
okay. Um, mm, Zayn, of course, is like, oh no, don't. It's um always good to see you. This is
Are you? How do you feel?
I'm getting used to it. I think I told you before about well, some of the things I've been through in the past, and
You did, yes.
uh, was a very, very kind child who opted to help me out and make sure things wouldn't go poorly against my will anymore. And so this is sort of the safeguard against any of that.
Ah, I see. Wait, a
But I
child?
realized I just it's been a while since I up until recently I didn't do polymorphing a whole lot, and I realized in that case I would still be a bit of a mess if something happened and I wasn't used to this form. And so I thought, oh, I'll, spend some time getting used to it so that I can be prepared. And I've just been doing it a bit on my own, and so I didn't. I'm sorry. You're. It's lovely that you came over. It's wonderful to see. I just wasn't expecting it, and I realized I had to look through it to find the picture of the thing. There it is. Should be uploading. Get it together, phone. Um, yes. He there he is. Um, and he yeah, gives an anxious little tug at one of his big fluffy dreadlocks. And says, "Hey, um, oh, I'm so sorry. Slipped my mind. Do you want come on in. I'll get you something to drink. It's my goodness, you made the whole hike by yourself." Um, and he awkwardly um you can tell like there is some scuffing at the top of the door frame. He hasn't quite gotten used to his height, and it looks like sometimes he has forgotten to duck in this form because there's a couple of scuffs from where his horns hit the door frame. Um, but he at least remembers to duck this time, uh, and
I think
goes back into the kitchen to like fix you a drink.
I think Ansel just just he follows and he's not he hasn't he's not saying anything, but he is just he's kind of just watching at the moment. I'm trying to think of like
Mm.
the look that he has on his face is just kind of it's a growing bit of awe at the moment as he's kind of studying this new form because he's never. I'm trying to think if Ansel has ever seen Zan polymorph before.
He wouldn't have, yeah. It's been something Zan hasn't done since before they met, up until the recent events that Zan was not there for, or
Yeah,
Ansel was not there for.
yeah. Ansel has
um
never seen any other form than his usual. So this is
yeah,
Ansel's
which
kind
is
of just
which is
watching.
notable because Zan is a transmutation wizard. Like his specialty is changing the shape of things, but this is the first time Angela's seeing him use it on himself at all.
Oh no, yeah.
Um,
It does not escape Ansel what this is meaning.
mhm. um, yeah, and so as like as Ansel is just sort of just quietly staring, and Zan is getting a little bit or he's doing some nervous rambling as he just goes, um, but it's always really nice to see you. It's there's been a lot going on lately. I'm sorry. I Did you want? Oh, I think I've got some lemonade in the icebox. Let me see if and he, you know, fumbles with his glasses because yeah, different number of fingers than usual. So sorry, I'm trying to get used to the dexterity of a hand. I should go back to normal for
At this point,
uh
Ansel has walked over and I think he's just quietly taken one of Zan's hands.
I
He has still hasn't.
I'm
Sorry, go ahead.
he just like the anxious chatter just sort of slows down um and he looks at Ansel nervously.
Still not saying anything. He's staring at the hand at the big hand now in his, placing the bouquet on the counter. So that way he can kind of hold it in both of his hands and kind of just he just starts studying it. Saying because it's like no more five fingers. It's more hooves, half
Hmm.
fingers.
I,
How are Zan's clothes fitting? I do need to ask.
they are definitely not sized for this form. Like he's not, ripping through them or anything. Um he's got a decent number of buttons undone to make room for all that extra fluff. Um
Hmm.
and like he's not bursting out of it, but they are much tighter fitting than usual.
Hmm. Ansel starts he starts doing circles around Zan. He kind of like touches his sleeves or not, just seeing how his clothes are fitting. Just we're going to need to adjust your clothing for this form. These aren't fitting very well.
Oh, uh, yes, that did occur to me. It's it works, but I just don't want to wear through the wardrobe too quickly. But one thing at a time. Get used to it first, and those sorts of details after.
You feel a few gentle like prods on your back as Ansel like
Uh,
say this form is quite. You said a child helped you with this form.
yes. Um, Short's kid is very very talented young wizard. They
Hmm.
uh helped lock it in so that there wouldn't be any unwillful shape changes moving forward. As a very very kind gesture on their part. Um, uh, I offered to help mentor them with some other magical things, but I think honestly they made outpace me in certain categories. Um, and,
Ansel hums, nods as he kind of does a few more pokes and checks, just to make sure. As he comes back around to the front, notes the missing buttons,
mm,
and then he
uh,
finally like looks up at your face and he starts to reach up, but then he pauses and kind of flicks his ear for a second as he may I
yes, yes, of course.
reaches up,
Um,
gently brushes a hand over your cheek. He starts studying your face as well. Helps adjust your glasses.
mm, Yeah, they're not quite fitted for uh this type of face structure, so they
Hmm.
yeah, are sitting a little awkwardly until uh Ansel adjusts them. And um then his anxious murmuring has uh largely come to a stop as he's sort of it's very clear he's just waiting and being very um when when um when we settled on this form, I mean, it didn't occur to me at the time. I didn't think about how large it would be, and I know it might be a bit much, but I think I could probably adjust it if it doesn't if it's not I know it
It is different having to look up at you, yes, but if you're asking for my opinion, I cannot say I entirely mind. I'm more concerned about your opinion. Do
oh,
you like it?
I he lulls like he's quiet for a few moments because it's a complicated question for him, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Ansel's
I
patient. He understands that it is.
I I'm trying. I mean, the point of this, I guess, is I'm figuring that out, I suppose. I think almost anything would make me a little bit nervous, and so but I don't think I dislike it. It's just uh he flexes his hand and um you can see him sort of just like scrunching his muzzle at the feel of it, and his little tail flickers is just it's all these little parts of him that are you know complicated memories. um but I want to I've been meaning to do this for a long time to test it out and get used to it again, and I got tired of being scared of myself. So I'm working on it. I'm 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 getting used to it.
I'm trying to think of what he'd. I think Ansel's actually trying to find words. I think he listens to that and his expression has been want to say almost new, almost neutral, but as he listens, he starts to smile. And
Mm.
hmm, would it, since you are getting still used to it, would it be too much to give you something while you're in this form?
Uh, no, I don't, I don't think so.
And Ansel reaches up, holds Zan's face in both hands, and half brings him down, and half has to stand up on his tippy toes now, and just gives Zan a kiss on the forehead.
Cute. Uh,
Little kiss on the forehead, and just hugs him for a moment.
um, and I think just that affection, that gesture, like Ansel can almost like instantly see the way that like he sort of like tightened himself up and tried to, you know, he's tensed up with the anxiety of uh this unplanned interaction or whatever. As soon as Ansel does that, he sees the relief sort of melt a lot of that. And uh, yeah, Zen um gives a little chuckle and yeah, holds Ansel as well.
Yeah, Ansel holds him for a good moment, and just I have I have said it before, and I will say it again. You are an absolute wonder of a man. I hope you know that.
I know. You you say it all the time, and
And you know there's very little I say that I do not mean.
it's true.
And I will
Mm.
also say
And
that I am this is the first time I have ever seen you polymorphed, and I can say I'm actually quite I am incredibly proud of you for taking back what's yours.
um, yeah, you don't need to roll an insight. Like there, you can absolutely see there are like tears welling of just like it means a lot for him to hear that. Yes, yes, I
Ansel just presses
yes.
another kiss to his head and holds him.
Mm. I've been I've been meaning to do this for so long, and I was just too I missed this. And it's not the same, but I want I wanted it back so long, and I was trying. Um,
It may it may never be the same, but it might maybe it can be something better.
I, when I
You're you're taking things at you're taking things at your own pace, and I do not see a shame in that. I'm I am just happy to be here to witness it.
so silly, I thought I should wait to show you until I had, I don't know, perfected doing it or something, and it's only just now occurring to me how very silly that is.
Hmm, perhaps just a little silly.
Uh, I will say, first doing it for the first time at uh that event. It's I at the time I almost didn't think about it, and it wasn't until after I realized just how good it felt to do again. Um,
You said you had turned into an eagle, yes?
yes, I thought,
Tell me how it felt.
um, I when I was younger, I always enjoyed taking an opportunity to be something that could fly. It's so much lighter. It's it's shaping freedom in in that way of there is a release with these sorts of things. This form is it allows me to keep all of me together, but the nice thing about polymorphing into animals is it's a bit of a break from all the thoughts and all the anxieties, and in that moment I was able to just let out everything aside from what felt important in that moment. Just really wanting to rip into that bitch.
I think Ansel actually has a moment where he buries his face into like your fluff and just snorts.
Yeah. Zan laughs a little too.
My what? My what language, Sam? Though, given what you have told me
Oh,
of her, I can't imagine. I can imagine very few deserving, less deserving of such.
it was, you know, sometimes someone just deserves to get their ass kicked so bad. Ah, oh, it's I think so hard about everything and I worry so so much.
You do. I am aware of this.
Um, and it's not part of myself I would say I dislike at all, but it's it does get in the way sometimes. And it's nice to just take a form that is all instinct. It can help me remember where the priorities are.
Mm. And what of this form? How much of this is instinct and priority?
Well, this form, it's mostly the same. But you can tell he's taking a moment to just like do some introspection that he hasn't put it in words for this form before, so he's
Mm-hmm.
he's sort of figuring it out on the spot.
Yeah.
Uh, this one, there are many animal shapes that are about letting go or giving giving an outlet, and this one is it's protective. It was well, it was originally designed to protect myself, and I think at first I thought the size of it was a little bit excessive, but I think that may have been the point. It's um it's protecting me, but it also feels like he sort of flexes his hand a bit, externalizes some of that desire, I think, to want to protect. Does that does that make any sense?
It does, yes. And it makes it does make sense, very much so. I think he reaches up and just kind of brushes one of the dreadlocks. They're so much bigger now. Uh, Out of there.
There's so much fluff.
There's so much fluff. Like I don't think he's able to resist kind of just gently placing a hand on Zan's chest and just gently patting the fluff a little bit.
I could, of course, I could never forget how much you and Blink and Ruby and so many others have done to look after me. But there's something about how, you know, physical reminder of how much help and how much people care and wanting to return that for others.
Hmm. Ansel's thinking.
Uh,
I, on one hand, I do understand. On the other, how do I put this? You do more for others than you realize.
I yes, well, yes, it's no, I try. Certainly, I am always trying to do as much as I can for others, and I want to give advice and I want to helpful and give ideas and do so much. And I try. I'm constantly thinking about it, and I think this this form feels like I can do all that, but sometimes I just want to be able to make people feel protected. And some magic can do a great deal. But there is something to be said for you know, physical.
This is
Oh,
true. This is true. Ansel looks thoughtful for a moment. And I think he kind of. Well, if it's wanting others to feel protected, I would say that. And I think he almost has a bit of a cheeky grin as he kind of just leans into Zan and just slowly kind of stretches his arms over his shoulders. He's very big now, but he just as he's cheekily looking at this man, sheep man. I would say you are off to a very good start.
um, oh, here. Uh, yeah. Then he grins a little awkwardly, as he, you know, reaches down and ups Ansel's cheek and goes, "It's not too much a pain for you to have to look up at me, is it? I
Hmm.
don't know if your neck is used to craning in this direction."
I was about to say it's not quite used to the. It is a bit more of a stretch for it, but I can adjust. After all, I am very good at adjusting to new situations.
Well, you've gone through plenty of changes of your own. I can be convinced to come down to your level as well. And he leans down and gives his own little velvety snoot kiss on Ansel's forehead.
I think Ansel just chuckles and you just hear the familiar pop 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 sounds as Toon Hearts start popping over him, and he goes, "Oh, hold on, before I forget this. It's silly. I didn't really think when I grabbed them on the way here. I just thought." And he doesn't let go, but he does free hand to reach over to the counter and grab the bouquet of flowers.
um,
It is it too much? I know it's been a week, just a week, but I wasn't sure, and I saw them. I thought of you, and I thought I here. Kind of just holds them out.
um, then it takes them and he smiles so wide and then he looks up at Ansel, um, and you see like it's the way his face works is obviously different than before, and yet like how long you've been playing for this band, you can almost certainly notice that sort of like wrinkle of the nose as he does a cantrip and uh does minor illusions, his own little hearts popping.
Ansel sees that, and his face just goes a bit red, and he just I'm
And he just says they're beautiful. Thank you so much. Um, and he's like caught this thing of like he wants so bad to hug you and it, but also he doesn't want to crush the flowers. So he just yeah, one big arm wraps around Ansel again to just hold him close while the other keeps the flowers safe.
Yeah, Ansel just stares at this man for like a good long moment of just uh his own face is kind of just red and Toon hearts are around him as he sees him. And just it like internally he's just like oh just internally he's just like good god, I love this man so much. And but eventually he clears his throat and just yes, well, I am very glad that you like them. They'll probably need
um
a vase, and I see no
yes.
better time for,
Sorry.
if we want to. No, 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 you're more than fine, more than fine. I would say, how do you feel confident handling a vase, or shall I can go get
Oh, no, no, no. I could absolutely. I'll no problem. And he you know, a little bit reluctantly detaches himself, but not, goes and looks for a vase and um does does briefly fumble with it, but manages to catch it before it can like drop or anything. Getting oh, getting
and
there. It's fine. All
Ansel
good. I've got it. I'm good. Everything's everything's good.
Ansel just laughs. He'll go over to the faucet and turn it on to help fill it with water.
Oh, teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah, teamwork.
But yeah, and Xana, he fills the vase, he puts the flowers in them, he puts them in very like prominent spot in the window. Um, and he's it's really just a thing of him being like he was so nervous and everything that Ansel does just helps set all of that anxiety at ease. It just makes him so dang happy.
Ansel is watching the. I think he kind of admires the placement of the flowers for a moment, but eventually his gaze, of course, goes back to Zan and just admiring him and this form, and he does reach over again to hold his hand and give it a squeeze.
Um, then he squeezes back and uh you can tell he's being very careful. He's definitely not sure of his strength in this form, so he doesn't wanna squeeze back too hard. But yeah. Um, this, well, did you want to and he hesitates and sort of fumbles with it's I'm sorry, I'm not good at did you want to go get some should we
Yes,
go on a date or something? Let's
yes.
uh it's
I think Ansel
it's
says yes before he
silly.
even gets it out.
Yeah, because yeah, this man is in his 60s and has never had a boyfriend before, so he's just like, what do I? What do I do? We can't just stand here and stare at each other the whole
Ansel
time,
Ansel
even if
has
that would be nice.
Ansel has never been on a date either, but at the same, and he's way over 60. But don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And Ansel has never had a date in his life, but he's just so in love that he doesn't even. It's like the love is overtaking any thoughts that could be anxiety or just not knowing. He's just too much in love to care.
Oh God. Yeah. I think I think it really is just like Zan Zan going into mode of like, oh right, we're dating. We should actually do something about that. We have to do a special, even though like they really could just hang out and stare at each other all day, and they would be just
They they
doing that, I'm
really
sure.
they really could. Honestly, I think Ansel takes Zan's hand. Bleh, old men. They're both old. Ansel takes Zan's hand and I know exactly what they're gonna do. Uh, well, I think I have a good idea of what we can do. First, seeing as this is you have taken a very big step today, and I think that deserves some celebrating. I was going to say rewarding, but that didn't sound right either. But I am thinking I'm thinking a stop by. First, we need to figure out your measurements to figure for clothing, and then dinner.
I think um and I think in that moment I was debating having you roll an insight check, but no, I don't think he would try to hide it that, had like the immediate reaction to the thought of like, oh, going out like this. I don't know who if I was ready for that. And then just like that going over of just like, if I'm doing it with Ansel, I think it's okay. Um and
And there's definitely that pause because Ansel had been starting to kind of lead him out of the kitchen, but there's that unspoken pause, that pause of just like that. I think Ansel has started to do as a way of just giving Zan that option to pull away at any moment.
mhm. Yeah, and I think in that moment of pause as Zan has that reaction and then has that realization that he's okay, and um he does squeeze Ansel's hand gently because yeah, um and straightens up and says, "Yes, yes, that sounds nice." And I'm gonna and then I roll for as they go out the door. He does bang his head on the door frame.
Uh, oh, dear, are you all right?
Oh, oh, part of the learning process.
Here, let me see. He does a he does genuinely check, but also he absolutely has uses the excuse to give Zan another kiss on the head.
Kiss it where it hurts.
Yep.
And oh God, and I think Zan then takes that opportunity to do that thing that animals do, where he just like presses his head against Ansel's chest. Um, Yeah, nuzzles.
Nuzzles.
Um,
I think, oh, how they come out of that moment, just a few moments of nuzzles, a few forehead kisses, and then as they lean back to stand back up, but then their eyes meet, and Ansel just said it before, and I am going to be saying it many, many times after this, but I love you.
love you so much. Um, and yeah, I think unless there was something else you wanted to do, I think they could just hold hands, be gay, go shopping.
Yeah, yeah. Got a little shopping date.
Yeah.
And Ansel's definitely taking Zan to like Zan's favorite place for food.
Y'all. Aw.
There does come the
And yes,
question of whether this form is does this form only eat vegetable matter or can is it omnivore,
there's
carnivore?
a
Are they about to find out?
I think it maybe they're about to find out. It's probably could eat other stuff, but in this form would prefer more vegetarian options.
Makes sense.
Um, and yes, as Dee Dee has noted, there was a lot of Nari just going yay. uh,
Yeah, Nari's like the oh, poor Nari. Having to third wheel through this gay ass relationship.
oh, she like look as sassy as she is about Ansel in Zan's head. Also, every single time Ansel said nice things about Zan, she was like, "He's right, you know." She loves her brother, even if he's a big dork.
We all love this man.
We do.
He's a good man. He's taking steps
Um,
towards recovery, and we love him for it.
yeah, and we also love this other big man who is God, how far he's come. Ridiculous.
It's insane. They've both they're
Um,
they're both come a long way.
these old men don't stop growing. We love that.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
But with that, I think stop recording. So thank you, friends, for listening to wildly self-indulgent gay old men.
The most self-indulgent that it really was. We'd been wanting to do this for a minute, and we were eventually just like,
We've been wanting to do this for ages.
yeah, like for no other reason than just self-indulgent.
Yeah. And Ansel getting to enjoy large furry boyfriend.
Yep, yep. At some point, probably after when they've headed back home and are gonna like go to bed for the night, Ansel 100% just flops over Zan and just discovers that, oh, pillow.
Oh yeah. Zan doesn't want that too much. All right, but yes, thank you
Yeah,
for
yep.
listening, and we will see you here. You will hear us next time. We won't see or hear anything from you unless you comment. Yay! Bye.
Yay. Bye.